If you guys can't tell where we are based on that little clue, you're going to have to stay tuned for tomorrow's video where we're going to be bringing you guys the real deal views of where we are. So we do have some big updates on two huge players that have affected the whole sentiment, basically, it seems, of the cryptocurrency space, at least for those who pay attention to mainstream media, FTX and Genesis. First, let's talk about Genesis, because much like Toby has very clearly predicted in yesterday's video, like hours after that video was published, Genesis has in fact declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy, just like Celsius, just like Voyager, just like a lot of other companies going down in cryptocurrency. So this is after the battle between Gemini and the Winklevoss twins versus Barry Silbert and his digital currency group who owns Genesis. Their users got screwed over. I mentioned it in lots of videos in the past, but it's pretty clear that the Winklevoss twins are blaming Barry Silbert for dragging his feet, not offering his creditors a good enough deal for them to come to any conclusion to get, paid out to avoid this bankruptcy proceeding. Now it looks like they may have come to terms with the creditors and with that means declaring bankruptcy. And now the Winklevoss twins are saying, all right, now we got a bankruptcy court involved in this. We're going to have some oversight in the mechanisms between Digital Currency Group and Genesis and these intercompany loans, whether they were already being investigated by the EDNY or all these other players in the game, the SEC, what have you. Now they're definitely going to be having other eyes on their books through these bankruptcy proceedings. So keep an eye out for more things to be unraveled in that proceeding. Yes, this is a good news generally for the people who had funds on Genesis. You're going to have some kind of hope of getting your funds back, but don't kid yourself that it's going to be anytime soon. People from Voyager, Celsius are still waiting, and it's been many months for them. Let's not even mention the people on Mount Gox, you guys. That was almost a decade ago at this point. So now other news. I can't believe I'm saying this. The new CEO of FTX, Mr. Ray, he's like, generally, forget the huge upper management misconduct, defrauding their customers to the tune of $8 billion. Let's just forget that fact. FTX was actually a pretty cool exchange. It had some cool tools. A lot of people are saying, you know what? It's a shame that it was so grossly mismanaged and there was direct theft and mismanagement of funds. Because I really liked how we traded it. So he is getting together a team to figure out how they can relaunch the FTX, the international, the original FTX.com exchange, not FTX US. Even though Sam Bankman-Fried was like, pretty adamant that FTX US was solvent and all good, they're not rebooting that one. One thing that we need to pay attention if this does happen, which would be crazy if this actually does get relaunched, is if they go with it another FTT token. If they're relaunching another native token, that is one heck of a red flag, because that was one tool that the team of FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried and Caroline Ellison, they used to create leverage for themselves, to create much more risk that bled into a lot of different crypto companies. Solana being another one of those, classic victim of being, they had investments in the form of FTT and that crashed and burned. And it took down a lot of other, it spread the contagion a lot more than it needed to be. So be on the lookout for new FTX. Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that's a horrible thing? Would you use a rebooted FTX? Are they going to call it FTX? I don't know. Are they smart? Leave it in the comments down below what you think. Furthermore, I forgot to mention this earlier with Genesis going bankrupt and DCG being tied to that. What kind of a bleed out is that going to have? Is CoinDesk going to have to be sold? Who's going to buy CoinDesk? Is it going to be Cointelegraph? Is it going to be some of their WEF friends are going to get their little hands, their grubby little hands on more crypto media? I don't know. You guys, this is speculation. For those of you who love to point that out in the comments, that is what speculation looks like. Anyway, so that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. If you guys enjoy these updates, I really appreciate it if you hit the like button. Share this out for other people to learn too. Leave comments down below what you think. And if you're in the CT Club, I know you're enjoying it because we have killed it this past few weeks with this bounce. A lot of coins that we've invested in have performed very well. So congratulations to you. Let us know in the comments what you think of the CT Club. And if you haven't checked it out yet, if you don't know what we're talking about, check out the CT Club. A link for it is down below in the video description. My name is Heidi, and this is Crypto Tips, and we're on an adventure. So I'll see you tomorrow with better views than these lovely white walls. Bye, guys.